Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Ingram Jones, and I have with me the former, and Nate must hurt, the former heavyweight champion of the world, Bermane Stiverne. Bermane, how you doing?
Great, I'm doing good.
Good. Champ, people want to know, they keep asking me, what's going on with Bermane Stiverne? What's going on with Bermane Stiverne? So, I'm just checking and see what's going on, champ.
What's going on, I'm still in the gym working. Looking forward to get back in the ring. Maybe the end of March, sometime in April.
Okay.
That's basically what's going on right now. So
well, we know for sure you won't be facing Anthony Joshua because you've heard the news. Anthony Joshua's fighting Charles Martin.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that fight?
I don't know if it's I like Joshua.
Yeah.
I really like him. But I don't know if it's too early for him.
Right.
I don't know, because one thing about fighting for a title, you got once you fight for a title, you got to be able to. The first thing you got to be able to do is to control your nerves.
Right.
You fight for a title. I mean, I remember when I fought for the title. I don't know. Not because I wouldn't say that I was too young or whatever, but I've been around and But I don't know. To me, Joshua is a young heavyweight, very strong heavyweight.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would think it's a little too early. I would hope he wins.
Yep.
I want him to win, but I don't know if it's the right thing for him to do right now.
Now, see, I was reviewing Joshua's last fight against Dillian Whyte, and I said to boxing fans, and I'm getting a little stick for it. I said, look, this is the first time Anthony Joshua was in a fight with somebody who put up some resistance. Now, we didn't know how good Dillian Whyte was, and he got rocked in the second round, and a lot of people would say, well, he got hurt in that second round, and better fighters would have finished off Anthony Joshua. That's what the consensus is. So it's not being unfair. Go ahead.
I don't think it's not fair to say this. To say this, we're talking about the heavyweight division,
right?
And any fighter that's less. If I fight somebody that's less skilled than me, they can still punch.
Right.
This is the heavyweight. It's the heavyweight decision. Right. It's not fair to say that it's part of the game. Getting hit, getting hurt, come back, get it knocked down, get up, finish. It's part of the game. A lot of people sometimes they talk as if when you get hurt into a fight or get knocked down, like it's not supposed to happen.
Right.
I don't know one fighter that ever fought or that ever been champion. All these guys that was great, all these legends, they all been hurt or knocked down. I mean, it's actually, I think it was a good thing for him to get hurt and then to come back and finish. You see what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of fighters, you see guys that get hurt and they can't continue.
Dillian Whyte wasn't in the greatest of shape. Now, I'm not knocking Joshua here. Dillian Whyte wasn't in the greatest shape, and he came into the fight with an injury, which, before the fight, I said to a lot of people, Dillian Whyte should not be taking this fight now. He needs to look, maybe 6 to 12 months afterwards, get a couple more fights under his belt, and be really ready for the fight. I didn't think he was ready for the fight. No, a lot of fans wanted to see the fight happen. Take into consideration now, he's fighting a guy that's 6'6", 6'7", solid, southpaw, tricky, counter puncher in Martin, and this guy could be pretty dangerous. And the thing a lot of people I see are sleeping on Martin is his trainer. His trainer seems to be an old wily fox. Listening to him in the corner, he seems to know his stuff.
Yeah. Well, like I told you, if I was a part of the team of Joshua, or if I was him, I wouldn't have rushed into a title fight. It's a great opportunity that you can't really turn down, but the way Joshua is performing and the way his career is going, you can see that it would have happened at some point. But right now, if I was him, I wouldn't. I mean, this is not a decision that I would pursue.
Okay, but man, you've seen both. You've seen both sides of the coin. You've been the challenger, and you've been the champion. You've been the guy that's been written off. You've been the guy that's been backed. Now, you've been the guy that once fought nobody, and then fought somebody, and then became a world champion. You've also been in a situation where, questions have been asked about you, whether it be, are you good enough? Do you punch hard enough? Can you take it? Those questions you ask as a fighter. Now, what is the difference between, fighting guys you're supposed to knock out as opposed to fighting guys that hit you back? What's the significant difference, apart from the fact that the competition rises? What are the differences that boxing fans don't get or don't see?
Oh, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really answer like when it comes to fans, but as
a boxer, from what you experience.
Like you said, I experienced all of that. Right. Especially when you're not when you're unknown, sort of unknown, and nobody knows you knows about you. There's a lot of questions asked, and a lot of people seems to focus more on your flaws than your abilities, your good abilities.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I think is the fighter that has to be able to deal with that and to keep focus and prove everybody else wrong. I mean, it all comes down to the fighter, really. I know some fighters, they're very sensitive about what the media or what the fan says about them. You can't really let that bother you, because what I say about maybe 70%, 80%, the boxing game is it's psychological. It's not. It is a physical sport, but it's also psychologically speaking, it's a big factor,
right,
in that game. So, if I would listen and take the time to listen to the critics, and I do listen to the critics, but to me, I always had to take what people say, the negative about me, and try to work on that, or just ignore it.
Right. I want to talk about this thing about a fight being too early. Now, when is a fight too early? What is it that makes a fight too early in your mind for this fight with Martin? Because the thing when I say it's too early, people say, well, okay, who's Charles Martin for? That's what the first thing is. Who's Charles Martin? And the common thing is that if I don't know your name, then you can't fight. So the thing is, well, we all know who Anthony Joshua is. We don't know who Charles Martin is, so you can't fight. That's the impression that a lot of boxing fans have. But unless you do the research, like with Terence Crawford, for example, when Terence Crawford was coming to the UK, I said, hey, you guys are sleeping on Terence Crawford. You might not know his name, but he's going to come and he's going to beat Ricky Burns. This guy can fight. Didn't listen to me. I thought, he said to me, Terence Crawford, he's a bum. Nobody knows him. Ricky Burns will beat him. Now, I said the same thing about Kovalev. I said, don't sleep on Kovalev. This guy's a huge puncher. This guy's going to be one of the biggest punchers, and he's going to cause a lot of wreckage in the light heavyweight division. They didn't listen to me. Kovalev come over and cleaned out, what's his name, cleverly, and he's gone on and he's gone on a run. You see, so
Right.
just because they don't know a name, that seems to be an excuse for not giving somebody their kudos. What is it about Charles Martin that we need to be aware of?
Well, I knew about him, but then I didn't hear about him for a long time.
Right.
And then when I heard he fought for a title,
Right.
He was fighting for a title, and it came back to me like I remember this guy from years ago.
Right.
But I just forgot about it because he was not. I haven't crossed paths with him or never really heard of him.
Right.
You know, but I knew he's been there for a long time.
Right.
You know, I think it's all about the popularity.
Right.
People seems to how can I say, they like to go with whoever is more popular.
Right.
And popularity ain't got nothing to do with
Fighting.
Fighting, you know. And to Joshua, that's to me, I think he's a better athlete and he has better skills than Martin. But it's just that it's not the right time for Joshua.
So
It's really not.
It's this thing about timing. That's the thing I'm trying to nail down, because I've said the same thing, timing as well. But what is it that makes the timing right? Is it catching a guy on his way down timing? Is it making sure that your own skills are up to par? Is it something we've seen in a previous fight that says he's not quite ready yet? What is it?
You know, you know, if you watch, I'm sure you watched him fought before.
Yeah.
Let's look. He matured. He matured, but if there's his body language in the ring when he fights, he's very aggressive.
Right.
But it's the way he's doing it. It's not completely matured.
Right.
You know how you got a dog and it's still a puppy, but he's not really an adult. That's the transition that Anthony Joshua has to do, in my personal opinion. But once you get to that adult phase, that's when he's going to be unstoppable, or he's going to be a big issue for the heavyweight. But throwing him fast like this into a fight for that magnitude, I mean, it might hurt his career, it might not.
Right.
I would have just, I mean, for a guy with that much skills, and he's in great shape, he's big, he's tall, he's fast, strong. It's just the maturity. And, you know, I would personally, if I was his promoter or manager, I would take my time with him. I wouldn't rush, and you know, I would say at least 3 more fights to a year.
Right.
I think he would have been ready. But right now, at this point, and then the last fight he had with White,
Yep.
he didn't really perform like he should have been performed. He won the fight, you know. He came back, he got hurt, he came back. That was very good. But it's just the way it happened.
Right. Okay. Interesting you say this, because Deontay Wilder, as you know, has just beaten Szpilka with the WBC title and to retain his title. What were your thoughts on that fight?
I mean, I was expecting that to happen earlier than it did. At first, before the fight started, I said maybe not more than 7 rounds or whatever. But after like the first minute of the first round, I was like, no, this gotta end early. You're just fighting the wrong fight, the wrong way. You know, I wasn't too impressed. I wasn't impressed at all.
Szpilka seemed to be doing quite well in the fight, actually.
Yeah, but if you he was pushing, but also in a heavyweight, you got to be able to take a punch. If he took some great risk, and if unless you don't know that you can't take a punch, but I think his left hand was very low to me most of the fight, and it was a great opportunity for Wilder to the right hand, and that's exactly what happened.
This next fight is talked about Wilder versus Povetkin. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are the fun is over. That's my thought. The fun is over. The bullshit is done. Seriously speaking, the fun is over. And that's why the fight is not happening. That's why they stalling and all that, because they know what they have. They really know what they have. He dodged a big bullet against me. They're really happy. I mean, it is what it is. It happened. The whole Povetkin, I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen.
What?
And Povetkin will hurt him, if not in his career. This is somebody that I know very well, and I fought in the amateurs. I know him very well.
People point to the fact that Vladimir Klitschko had him down 6 or 7 times, and he doesn't do well against taller guys. What are your thoughts on that?
I wouldn't say that. He fought, what was his name, Wash before?
Yeah, Wack.
Or Wack or Wash. He
Wack.
Fought before. He fought a few guys that was tall before. It's just that Tyson has a way of. It's the way of when you know how to say fight. Skills make fights.
Right.
And Tyson was able to fight differently than all these other tall guys.
Right.
And I think also Tyson got into his head also.
Right.
Everything he was saying, Because if you look at the fight, nobody really landed any serious shots.
Right.
In that fight. And Klitschko was just, I don't know. It seems like he was a little bit intimidated by Fury, or he was bothered by something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to pull a reason why he didn't do good, just to take away from Tyson's performance. But like I said, styles make fights.
There are rumors that Klitschko may retire and not take the second fight. Do you think he will retire? Do you think he'll take the second fight?
I didn't know that. That's news to me.
I'm hearing. That's what I keep hearing. I don't know how true it is though. But Klitschko's extremely quiet, so he's either working very hard or a retirement statement might be coming soon. I don't know.
I don't know. I wouldn't. If I had to put some money on it, I don't think he's gonna go out like this. I don't think so.
Let me throw something else up at you. The reason why the other speculation is the reason why Charles Martin versus Anthony Joshua is happening is because PBC have got money problems. What are your thoughts on that? Is that true or not?
There's a lot of things I kept hearing about the PBC thing. I don't know. I don't have any answers for that. But I keep hearing a lot of different things, and from court cases to money issues to a bunch of different things. So I'm not sure. I have no idea.
No idea.
All I keep hearing is the same thing. The same thing you hearing is what I'm hearing.
Same thing I'm hearing.
But I don't know.
What's what?
I don't know facts or any. I don't have any confirmation that this is what's happening.
I guess if I could get an interview with Al, it would be a world exclusive, eh?
Right.
Because nobody told no interviews seem to get out yet.
The only thing that we can do right now is just wait and see what happens.
Yeah. You saw that the Dominator, Mark Demore, got dominated by David Haye. What do you think of this new bulked up version of David Haye and what he brings to the heavyweight division now? And a potential fight with him against maybe Shannon Briggs or maybe Malik Scott.
I always had. I always said that even when he was cruiserweight, I was always telling people like, "Damn, if this guy should be a heavyweight or he could do heavyweight." But to me, David Haye is one of the best in the heavyweight division. Him against Mark Demore, I called it. I was happy I called it.
Yep.
I like to be right.
I said he got chinned in a round before, so he get chinned again. It wasn't a big thing. So definitely, I agree with you in that one.
What I said was it was 1 round or 2 round, but the reason why it would be 2 round is because he got saved by the bell and then came back and David knocked him out. But I called the first round.
David Haye versus Shannon Briggs. What do you think? Let's go, champ.
You want to put me on the spot? You want to put me on the spot? It should be a good fight.
You know, I wouldn't mind watching Bermane Stiverne versus Shannon Briggs, actually. That wouldn't be a good fight
I mean, it should be at this point in my career. I don't have anything personal other than that one person.
Yes.
But anybody else I fight, it's not personal. It's hey, if I have to fight him, then I would fight him, you know. But it wouldn't be nothing personal. It was just business, you know. Like I said, I only got
business
issues with one person.
Yes.
You got some unfinished business.
Yeah, now you told me. The next thing I want to ask you about is Jean Pascal. I know that, not Jean Pascal. I'm going to talk about Jean Pascal for a second. Jean Pascal's rematch against Kovalev. For the life of me, I never understood why, if a guy beat the crap out of you for the first fight, why you'd want to go back and re-endure that punishment all over again. Can you explain that to me, please?
My answer is your question.
I couldn't. I mean, people said to me, "What's your prediction in the rematch? He's just going to get beaten the same way again."
My answer is your question. The exact question you asked me. That's my answer. I think the question was why. I mean, I didn't really care for it, but why?
Why?
To me, it was just it was just a waste of, you know.
Okay, let's move.
You know, when you watch something, you watch it already.
Yeah.
It's like watching a movie, a CD.
Yep.
In the movie and putting the CD back on. So watch the movie twice. So you already know what's going to happen. You know, I didn't see the point of that. That was very.
Now,
I don't know why it happened, or I don't know.
Here's somebody you do know, which is Superman Adonis Stevenson. Now, question: a lot of people have said that he's Chickinson and all the rest of it. You know Adonis well. You know him well. What's the real story of Adonis Stevenson? Is he scared of Kovalev? I know fighters not really scared of one another, but what's the real deal? Is it a negotiation thing? Is it the fact that he wants to hold out to get as much money as possible? What is that thing between Stevenson and Kovalev?
No, Adonis is not scared of Kovalev.
Well, I didn't think
not
so.
at all. I can tell you one thing. He wants to fight. He wants to fight, but I didn't get the whole detail of the everything, but it was pretty much the promoters and whoever's behind working the paperwork or whatever. That is the main issue, from what I understood.
Right.
Understand. But when it comes to him, I know that's the fight he wants.
Right.
But you got the two. One is on HBO, the other one on Showtime, and these two don't get along. One is with main event, one is with Heyman. There's a lot of
politics
going on. So this is the real reason, but it's not. It's really not. It has nothing to do with him being scared or whatsoever.
Yeah. Right. Another question. Andre Ward is going to be fighting Barrera now.
Right.
How do you feel he mixes now? Because everyone's saying, well, he's going to have to get past Barrera, and a lot of people thinking he won't get past Barrera. And if he gets past Barrera, he's got Kovalev. Where are you with that?
Well, to me, I think Ward is probably one of maybe my top 3 pound for pound, best pound for pound.
Right.
I don't see him having any issues with that fight.
Okay.
Actually, the fight I would want to see would be him and Kovalev.
How do you see that going?
I would go with Ward.
Okay.
Because of the way he fights. He reminds me of a younger Bernard Hopkins.
Right.
That knows how to sneak and, a lot of people don't see it, but when Ward fights, he got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
There's the way he's on the inside and
get on your chest.
He's very
Yeah.
He's very,
and that's the thing about
he's
Kovalev.
very smart.
I've never seen Kovalev fight on like somebody get on Kovalev's chest.
And that's the way the fighter punches.
Get on their chest. Don't give him any room.
Yeah, exactly. And Ward is knows how to maneuver himself inside. But I think Ward would beat Sergey. That's my personal opinion.
Okay. Is there anything else that you see in the world of boxing at the moment that you see that makes you laugh or is of interest to you at the moment? Oh, of course. King Kong's fighting Tony Thompson. How can I forget about that?
Oh, yeah.
The most feared heavyweight in the world, according to some people.
Yeah. The most who?
The most feared heavyweight in the world, according to some people.
I heard his trainer or his manager was talking about how nobody wants to fight him and this and that. Listen, let me tell you the truth, all right? Yep. I'll tell you the truth, so help me God. Okay. When they first sent me the contract, I told you before, they sent me the contract, I was not even interested in who it was. And then as I'm signing the contract, they're telling me, first of all, they told me it was for the WBA interim champion. I didn't know who had it. I don't know who had it or if it was vacant or whatever. I said, okay, it's a great title. Let me sign. As I'm signing, they said Ortiz. So I said, is that the southpaw, the Cuban? They say yes. So I kept on signing, and I gave it back. The money was good. Everything was good. I send the contract. You could call, what's his name, the one that works for Golden Boy Promotion. I forgot his name. I forgot his name. Well, he's Oscar right-hand man.
Right.
So he had the contract, and Camila was my manager at the time. You know, we was ready. So I'm back in camp. I'm training. You know, and then for maybe for the next month or a month and a half, he kept on calling my manager back, talking about how Ortiz doesn't want to fight because the money is not enough. So, okay, the money's not enough, so if that's the only problem, then give him more. So I'm in the gym training. I don't hear back from nobody. I signed the contract for the fight. You know? So, and then for 2-3 weeks, for about 3-4 weeks, 5 weeks, he had an issue with the money that they offer him. So that lasted for about a month. So I'm in camp getting ready to fight this man, and he doesn't want to sign a contract because the money's not good. And at one point, I think it was past a month or something like that. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just give me another fight. So I told my manager, listen, I'm tired of waiting on him because I need to know because the date is getting closer. So I need to know and have my camp, you know, make my schedule and everything because I'm not going to wait on him. So technically, I never pulled off. I was just telling my manager to find the most information about if he going to fight, is he going to sign a contract or whatever. Because I didn't ask for the fight. They asked me for the fight. I said yes. So when I said yes, I signed where my name was. When I was supposed to write my name, I signed the contract, and then when it's his turn to sign his contract, he doesn't sign the contract. So I never heard. We never heard back from nobody.
Right.
And everybody was like, well, you know, Stiverne this and that, and that's when I was like, hey, listen. Yeah, so I was like, I'm not going to waste my time and wait. And then after that, pretty much, I decided, you know, let's just move on to something else. Plus, I found out that because I was ranked number 3 in WBC, and you know, if I fight for the IBF, the WBA, I would know I will be out of the WBC ranking.
Right.
So I'm not going to wait, plus jeopardize my
position,
my number 3 spot for something that I'm not even sure that he wants to do or whatever. And the last time I heard from them, which I never did till today, and now they want to talk about how nobody wants to fight Luis Ortiz, and they're saying my name on how I said no when I turned. The only answer I ever gave them was yes. I didn't even say yes. I just signed the contract.
So,
which means yes.
When you see Luis Ortiz, King Kong, does that send tremors through your spine?
I don't. I mean, he's not the one that's really doing the talking. He doesn't talk much, but it's really
his manager,
the trainer or the manager. I think it's the manager that runs his mouth and want to talk about how King Kong is really King Kong and nobody wants to deal with him or fight him. This is not true. So this is not true. Not true at all. Because when they, like I said, when they sent me the contract, I signed the contract. I didn't even ask who or when. I just signed the contract, and I never heard from them back because they wanted more. They wanted more money.
But surely, I know, Bermane, now you've really got to be in the ring soon to be fighting again and regular. Because let's say now, if things are going the way you're seeing they're going to happen, and Wilder gets knocked out for Povetkin, and you're ranked where you are in the WBC rankings, then potentially yourself and Povetkin would fight.
Let me give you a little how do you call it at school? A problem. So when you're in math class.
Yeah.
Joshua is number 2.
Right.
Povetkin is number 1.
Right.
And I'm number 3.
Right.
Povetkin fighting Wilder.
Yes.
Automatically, Povetkin, they're going to take him out number 1.
Right.
So, same thing for Joshua. But actually, Joshua will be removed from the WBC completely.
Because he fights for the IBF.
Exactly. So now, the number 1 and number 2 spot is wide open.
Right.
So now, I'm number 3.
Right.
You do the math. Let's just say that number 4 will be number 2.
Well, who's number 4?
Where does that leave?
Who's number 4?
I don't know who's number 4. I know I'm number 3.
Well, who's number 4?
I haven't looked yet. Number 4 should be. I think it was this guy from. I forgot. What's his name? He's. Let me tell you right now. 2 seconds.
I'm doing the search now.
Number 4 is Pulev.
Well, Pulev's going to be fighting Derek Chisora for the European title.
Right.
That fight, I think, has been confirmed. So that leaves...
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, now you know. There you've got Carlos Takam, Andy Ruiz, and Joseph Parker.
Right.
Szpilka won't be fighting anytime soon. Jennings, I'm not sure who he'll be fighting next. And David Haye's down at 12. Chisora and Pulev will fight. Adamek, I don't know what's going on with him anymore. Joshua Parker is just...
Adamek is fighting the Mexican guy. The one that Wilder had his first defense against.
Molina.
He was one of my sparring partner. Yeah, Molina.
Right.
That's who Adamek fighting.
Interesting. Very interesting. I heard. What did you think of Andy Ruiz fighting the president? I heard a rumor that he was going to fight the president.
Who's president?
Ike Ibeabuchi.
Ike.
Yes.
Ike is out.
Yeah, he's out. He's maybe training and making a comeback. And Michael Conch, Pacquiao's manager, is actually managing now Ike Ibeabuchi. And his first fight was going to be against Andy Ruiz on the Pacquiao Bradley undercard. That was the plan.
Are you serious? Ike is out?
Yes, I'm serious. Now back in the day, Ike Ibeabuchi, Bermane Stiverne would have been a great fight. Sorry, but it has to. That's a complete madman right there. And I'm a fan of Ike. Oh, I was a fan of Ike. Yeah. I don't know what Ike is like anymore. But if he was anything like that Ike that I remember, my gosh. He was a good fighter,
Ike,
don't you think?
Ike was something else. Yeah, he sure was. He was something else. Ike. I didn't know. I didn't know he was out.
Well, he's out. He's out, and I believe that they were going to put him in with Andy Ruiz, 43-year-old Ike Ibeabuchi. What are your thoughts?
My thought, if Ike is Ike, ooh-wee. Well, if Ike is Ike, then it's not going to be pretty.
It's not, is it? But he's been in the prison for so long, and people think, well, wear and tear. He's 43 years old, but if he's anywhere near what he was, could you imagine?
Yeah. Wow.
You didn't know he was out?
No, I did not know. I did not know.
Ike Ibeabuchi's been out for about, I think he was released in January.
He, how long, was it what, 12 years, 15 years?
Yeah. Remember, looking back at his career, thinking this man would have gone places. What he did to Chris Bird, what he was doing to walking through David Tua, and he was unbeaten. Smashed up Chris Bird, who actually then went on and beat Vitaly Klitschko. I mean, that guy was going somewhere. He was going places.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, yes, he was. I remember him like early when I was in the amateurs.
Yeah.
He was like, I remember I seen the fight with him and Chris Bird. Oh my God.
That's a serious operator there. Wow. See, so I don't know, but that's what I heard. I did hear that he was coming back, and Mike Conch wanted him to go straight back in and fight Andy Ruiz. So the question is, was it something that he knew that we didn't? That maybe Andy Ruiz isn't the finished article and isn't as good as people think he is, or was it was just a payday for Ike Ibeabuchi? I don't know.
Nah.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
I don't.
Does make you wonder. So, as I come to the end of this conversation with Bermane Stiverne, when do you think we'll see you back in the ring, champ?
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm on my way. I got to take a flight this weekend, and when I do take the flight, that means there's news, and I'm excited about that, and I can't wait to get there to finalize and talk about the details and about potentially the end of March or sometime in mid-April. So I'm looking forward for that.
Are we looking forward to seeing you in with a top 10 guy, or top 20 guy, or top 30 guy, or 40 guy, or where are we at with this?
I don't know. No. I think it will be one of those major fights. So, like I said, I'm excited. I don't know what it is, but I can't wait to get there and find out.
Okay, champ. Thank you so much for talking to Bayloric TV. Do you have a message for your fans?
Well, thank you very much. Without the fans, I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to have that extra push, So I thank the fans, and wherever they're at, I always think about them.
Bermane Stiverne, thank you so much for talking to Bayloric TV.
Thank you very much.
Thanks again.